Yo, what's up guys? You got Pokéaim here, head coach of the BBeartics. Now today we are taking on PK Sparks, the coach of the Philadelphia Feraligatrs for week 3 of the UCL. Now I am expecting him to bring Pokemon such as Talonflame, Feraligator, Garchomp, Skarmory, and maybe Garbodor, Vivillon, things like that. Now, PK's actually doing his intro to this video, so this might be a little bit of a wait. I'm not entirely sure, but I would just like to state that if you guys would like to check out any of my previous battles as well as the team building video for this, there is a playlist down below, which basically, it'll be right down below. You can click that, and it'll basically just show everything from the beginning of the UCL as well as all the way to now. So without further ado, let's actually see his team. Now we do see, oh, I forgot about Snorlax. We do see Gator. He has Gator, Talonflame, Garbodor. Sorry, I'm just writing it down. Snorlax, Jinx, and Skarmory. Now, one thing I do notice right off the bat that he didn't bring his Garchomp, so there's no ground type. One of the biggest threats I think to my team will be potentially his Jinx could be a problem, but otherwise Fabio, my Mega Ampharos, just Volt Switches on around. His Talonflame is completely checked, as well as Skarmory, as well as Gator from my Fabio. I'm actually going to lead off with my Cobalion because I cannot speed his Jinx, and I can go right for the Iron Head as well as the knockoff. Though I kind of want to lead off with Tornadus actually. Tornadus makes more sense just because I can knock off anything that he wants to lead off with. I could also hard switch into my Ampharos, predicting a sleep. But Tornadus actually also looks like the most useless member versus his team. Just because I believe my Manaphy can actually sweep him if I get rid of his Jinx. So you know what I'll do? I'll actually lead it off with my Tornadus. I am Assault Vest, so I can live any hit from his Jinx. If he is Choice Scarf, if he doesn't choose to go for Lovely Kiss, I can knock him off. And I actually just get off a knockoff versus anything on his team. I kind of wanted to lead off with my with Fabio, but it was just something that I was a little bit scared of. So he actually ends up leading off with his Snorlax, which is pretty good. I do have Cobalion in the back, which is something I do want to go out into, but I kind of want to hit him with a knockoff first, simply because that is actually a threat to me, and I don't want to switch in my Cobalion on a potential body slam and get paralyzed. Though me being paralyzed wouldn't be too bad, it would just be annoying. So I'm actually going to do is just go for knockoff, get rid of this Snorlax item. It is a bit of a threat. Let me just write that it is knocked off. That does absolutely nothing. I do get rid of his Assault Vest though, so I know he is an Assault Vest Snorlax. AV. That is good to know. He does go for the Ice Punch, does not get the freeze, which is really nice, as I can go right out into my Cobalion on the Snorlax, and if he wants to go for Body Slam or something like that, that's fine. I'm actually very thankful that, let me write AV and knocked off. Very thankful that he didn't bring Curslax. That could have been a bit of an issue. I can actually set up on that Snorlax. I can actually sweep him with my Reuniclus if I think about it. But send out my Cobalion on when I'm expecting to be either a Body Slam. Maybe he could go for a Fire Punch or Earthquake, predicting that. He does go right for the Earthquake, predicting my Cobalion. Good play on his part. Very solid play on my opponent's part. Because he does have Garbodor as well as Skarmory that can switch in, I'm not expecting him to want to stay in just to take this close combat. So I'm actually going to go for Stealth Rock. If he does choose to stay in to take this close combat, then I'll be sacking my Cobalion. But if he switches out, which is the more likely play, one, I have a switch in for this Snorlax anyway. My Reuniclus can set up on it easy. It's physically, it's specially defensive acid armor, so it can easily set up. But if he does switch out on a Skarmory and or Garbodor, I can taunt them after getting up my Stealth Rock. And Stealth Rock is good to pressure the Talonflame as well as the Jinx, as well as puts Gator in range of 2 energy balls. So he does withdraw his Snorlax, which is the proper play, I feel, as he brings out his mixtape. What? He brings out Garbodor. Now that is completely fine by me because my Stealth Rock are up, and now what I can do is actually taunt this Garbodor, preventing it from getting up anything at all on this side of the field. And after that, I could actually go out into my physically defensive I could actually go out into my physically defensive Fabio, Mega Evolve, and just get off a Volt Switch. So I am going to taunt this thing, preventing it from getting up any hazards. Even if it has Drain Punch, which will be its only super effective hit to hit me with, I'm going to tank that anyway. So yeah, this Drain damage? Didn't notice. I only have 44 HP anyway. So it's great that he's taunted, and I believe I just get a free switch into my Fabio. Now, not necessarily free because he could definitely do damage, but he's not going to do much at all to this thing. And I can also get off a slow Volt Switch versus him, which is really, really nice. Him not having very many switch-ins for this thing is nice. So, goes for a second Drain Punch. Nothing to worry about, though. As you can see, that does absolutely nothing. And I get static on top of him. So, that's a little bit annoying because I wanted my slow Volt Switch, but I can still just Volt Switch on out of there, Mega Evolve, and Volt Switch on out of there into my Reuniclus if he does choose to stay in. Him being paralyzed is also nice just because my Reuniclus will not be able to outspeed him. And once I get rid of his Jinx, he actually gets clean swept by my Manaphy. Fabio basically walls a lot, but he also gets clean swept by Manaphy if I can get rid of Jinx. So that's something I do want to keep in mind. Once I Pursuit Trap that Jinx, I believe my Manaphy can break him in half. So just gonna get out of there, go for that Volt Switch. He ends up staying in. That's fine. I do have Reuniclus, which is a rather safe switching, and I can just fire off a Psychic right there. Also, if he poisons me, I'm good with that. If he goes for Gunk Shot and poisons me, I'm really good with that because that means he can't put me to sleep with Jinx. So, goes for that Gunk Shot and does not do too much at all because I am physically defensive. He actually does poison me, which is great. It's actually better for me than I feel it is for him. And what I can do is just go right forward, the Psychic right here, just firing it off. I want to hit this Garbodor. If he wants to go out to Snorlax, we already know it was AV, so he has no form of recovery, unless he was expecting me to knock him off and brought Curse, Rest, Ice Punch, Earthquake. But I will be able to get off this Psychic, and even if his Snorlax has Pursuit, that doesn't matter at all. I'm just going to be able to get off this Psychic on whatever comes out, as it ends up being Skarmory. So that's nice. We get to see what type of item this Skarmory is running, and we also just get to get off damage. If he doesn't have Whirlwind, I could actually sweep him right here, but I don't want to risk that just yet, especially because I could just go out to Fabio and just Volt Switch on out of there versus anything that he wants to do. I could also Calm Mind up, or I can go directly into my my Cobalion and taunt him, but I'm actually just going to go right out to Fabio because I can just Volt Switch. Like I said, he does not have a ground type. I don't really have to worry about this Skarmory. I think it has to be a Defogger just because he does have that Talonflame, and I can get up my rocks versus the majority of his team with my Cobalion anyway. So bring out my Fabio. I break the mold, which means that he won't be able to survive a Volt Switch. He actually chooses, even if he was at Sturdy, he wouldn't be able to survive because Mold Break gets rid of Sturdy. But he actually chooses to go for the Stealth Rock, which means that he isn't going to defog, which is fine. If he does want to defog, he'll have to do it right now. Otherwise, whatever's coming in is taking Stealth Rock plus this Volt Switch. Like I said, he doesn't have a ground type on his team. He didn't bring a ground type or a grass type, so Fabio is just gonna have a field day versus his team. Honestly it is. And if he wants to defog right here, he's trading his Skarmory for that defog, which is something that I am fine with. I am 100% fine with that. He also didn't bring Mega Sceptile, which is pretty cool. I guess because he was fearing my Tornado, something that I've been spamming throughout this league. Which I am great with that. Mega Sceptile could have been a pretty big threat to my team. Fabio, though, is having some fun right now. If he wants to stay in Toxic, that's also fine. Whatever he goes out into, we'll be taking Stealth Rock plus the Volt Switch damage. I'm expecting Snorlax to possibly come out. Snorlax is definitely a play that my opponent could go to. Yep, Snorlax is the Pokemon that actually ends up coming out. Takes that Stealth Rock, takes that chip Stealth Rock damage, as well as this Volt Switch damage, and I believe I can go right out into my Cobalion, and I think I want to make a play if I go Cobalion, honestly. I feel like making a play. I can easily knock him out with a close combat. He does have leftovers though on Garbodor, which means that I don't necessarily mind if Garbodor comes in because it doesn't have Rocky Helmet. So on second thought, I don't have to go for Taunt. I can go right for close combat. I don't have to be scared if his Garbodor comes in. I can go right for close combat, knocking out the Snorlax, because my alternative play was going for Taunt, predicting him to bring out Garbodor, completely shutting it down. But I don't think I have to make that play. I think I can just go right for close combat. As he does end up pulling that switch. That's fine, though. That Pokemon isn't going to take any hit from me as Garbodor ends up coming back out. And again, I do not mind that because I get to taunt this thing 100%. And I don't necessarily need my Cobalion anymore anyway. Stealth Rock R up. That actually does a decent amount of damage, not going to lie. Considering it did that much damage, I'm actually thinking that I can knock him out with the Iron Head. But do I want to take the damage from... do I want to take the damage from Aftermath is the question. I'm not sure how much it actually did. That close combat did a lot. But I'm just going to go for Iron Head right here. He has that chance to be flinched as well as be fully paralyzed this turn. And if he wants to go for Drain Punch, that's fine. I just want to prevent him from getting up hazards anyway. I guess he could also double predicting my... he could also double predicting my Runiculus to want to come in. But I'm able to hit him with the Iron Head. Barely misses out on the KO as he goes right for Drain Punch as he is able to knock me out. But that does give me a switch into my... to my Tornadus. Yeah, Tornadus seems relatively safe right here. I believe I can knock him out with the close combat, excuse me. Actually, no, I don't want to go Tornadus. Yes, I do, because Tornadus can also get rid of his. His what's it called? His Snorlax, because I do have superpower, and I also bait in either his Gator or his Jinx, which I can just Pursuit Trap with my Weavile, and and then just go for the Manaphy sweep from there. So I want to calc how much this Heat Wave from my Tornadus would do. Tornadus Therian. I'm okay with sacking that, by the way. Just because my Cobalion, just because I didn't need it since Snorlax is basically dealt with. Let's see. Garbodor. Level 50. I gotta put him at level 50. Heat Wave does 24 to 29%. He is definitely above that. Knockoff does not do enough. I feel like I have to risk a Hurricane right here. Well, let's go for it. As thankfully I do connect, so Garbodor is going to go down. Probably should have calculated before I went out to that, but thankfully I am able to knock out the Garbodor. Whatever wants to come in, if it's Skarmory, I can Heat Wave it. If it's Jinx, I can knock it off. Or we see if he's Choice Scarf and he goes for Ice Beam and knocks me out. I'm completely fine with that. If Gator comes out, I am knocking that off that thing's item, making him a lot weaker, meaning that my Fabio can deal with him. If Skarmory comes out, I can Heat Wave that thing. And if Snorlax comes out, I can knock that thing out with Superpower. So Garbodor goes down. My opponent has a Snorlax like at maybe 30%, 38%-ish, which is definitely in range of my Superpower, especially because he's Assault Vest, so I'm assuming he is a physical attacking variant, meaning he's not AV'd maybe in defense or HP. The Philadelphia Gators are going to come out, though, going to make that first appearance, and I believe we're just going to knock off this Life Orb on this Gator. Assuming he is a Sheer Force Feraligator, I get rid of its Life Orb, meaning that his attacks are going to do a lot less, as he is going to Dragon Dance up. Now, I believe I'm going to go directly into my Manaphy right here, because even though Manaphy can sweep, I don't want to risk missing. Fabio can also come out, but I'm just going to go out to my Manaphy just to take any attack he wants to go for. If he wants to Dragon Dance up twice, that is on him. If he goes for sub, because something he did use was Sub Gator, I believe. And the fact that he is Sheer Force, which I'm assuming he is, means he cannot flinch me to death. Which is something that's very important to me because I don't want to lose to that. So I'm going to switch directly into my Manaphy. I am physically defensive. I can take any hit. The fact that his Life Orb is gone means that I can really take any hit. So as he chooses to go right for Waterfall, which is perfect because I will be able to hit him right with an Energy Ball right now. That's not going to do that much at all, as I don't know if he's Adamant or Jolly. I don't feel like calculating. He can't flinch me, of course, because of Sheer Force, assuming he is Sheer Force. But I'm just going to go right for Energy Ball, as I can do some damage. If he wants to Dragon Dance up again, that is on him. I am at 144, though, so let me... 144 HP, because I want to see how much he did and how much he's going to do in the next turn if he does choose to stay in. If he doesn't choose to stay in, though, that's great. That is a threat gone. He goes right for Crunch. How much is that going to do? Gets a critical hit, which is very annoying, as I'm able to hit him with this Energy Ball. That crit sucked. But I don't know how much it honestly mattered. 42. Yeah, I'm definitely not surviving his next hit. Unfortunately, Manaphy, who could have won this game, is going to go down right here. How am I going to win this game now? Let's see. I can still win with my, as long as I get rid of Gator, I can still win with, let's see. How am I winning this game? How much does Ice Shard from Adamant Weavile do as well? That's something I want to keep in mind, because I can win with my Reuniclus, which is something that I might be trying to win with now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, let me calc my Weavile versus Gator. Weavile, Zeph. I don't think Gator's Aqua Jet would knock me out after Stealth Rock. Feraligator, Dragon Dance. 50. Ice Shard does 14 to 16%. Is that where he's at? It looks like he's at there. But I don't want to just sack my Weavile if I have to. I know that Fabio can easily take a hit after, so what I'll do is just actually go right for the... I'll go right for the Energy Ball. I'll let him knock me out. As he goes for Waterfall, wait, that might not actually be able to knock me out. I hope he calced that. Nope, that does knock me out right there. Okay, so Manaphy goes down. If he did not crit me, I would have been able to live that. But I can just go right out to Fabio, and I believe go for Dragon Pulse right here. I don't want to go for Volt Switch because I don't want to bring out Talonflame. I know I can take a +1 Ice Punch pretty, not easily, but I can take it. And if he doesn't have Ice Punch, then he's not going to be able to damage me. So, unfortunately, because of that crit on my Manaphy, I couldn't go for Protect and reveal the Protect. That's on me, though. Things happen. Again, I can still go for the win. I can set up on his Snorlax and win with my Reuniclus, which is something that I want to keep in mind. So I'm just going to go for Dragon Pulse just to knock him out as he hits me with the Ice Punch. This should not be able to knock me out. Hopefully he does not crit me, as I'm able to knock him out with the Dragon Pulse. So Feraligator goes down, but the Talonflame now is looking like a threat. Man, if it didn't crit Manaphy, I could have protected, lived the next crunch, and knocked him out. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's completely fine. I should still be able to run with my Reuniclus, assuming I play this well. Damn, that crit hurt. Oh well, it's okay. It's okay. Things like that happen. Pokemon is, I'm not going to say necessarily a game of chance, but if he doesn't go out to Talonflame or Jinx, he has to go out to Jinx, I feel. But what I'm actually going to do is click rest anyway, because if I can rest up, unless he gets a little bit greedy and Nasty Plots up, that's fine. He actually ends up going out to Snorlax, so I'm not actually sure if Snorlax can knock me out. Or, I mean, I know it can knock me out, but I'm not actually sure if Snorlax is faster, so I'm actually going to attempt to rest right here. If I do get off this rest, that means that I can potentially... Oh my god, yes. I'm back in this game, folks. Because now Talonflame is checked. As he goes for Body Slam, doing absolutely nothing to me. Alright, that did some damage, not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna pull the switch out into my Tornadus, just in case he. Okay, this is perfect because now I still check his Talonflame better. Now I'm gonna go out to my Tornadus, expecting him to go for Earthquake. If he chooses to go for Body Slam again, it's fine as long as he does not paralyze me. Does go for that Earthquake though, so now I can knock him out with the Super Power, which is huge. And Snorlax will go down right here. And if he wants to go out to Jinx, that's fine. If he goes out to Talonflame, he'll take 50% as well. So. I'm able to knock out the Snorlax, which is really nice. I get a crit, did not matter at all. It does 35 minimum, assuming, well, I guess I'll calc it, but he's Assault Vest, so I'm not expecting him to have that much insurance, attack, I guess. But Talonflame is going to come out. Now, the smart play is going directly into Fabio right now, as I can easily take him on, and I can just go right for Sleep Talk. If he wants to SD up, that's fine. I believe, though, I'll be able to still win this game with either Fabio or my Reuniclus. Brave Bird is not going to do much to my Fabio anyway. He could have SD Natural Gift Ground, which could be a little bit scary. But because he didn't bring anything for electric types, I doubt he has that. Because maybe he wasn't fearing me to bring Fabio just because he has Garchomp as well as Garchomp as well as that Sceptile he could have brought. So goes right for Brave Bird. See how much this is going to do. That looks like banded damage, not gonna lie. It could be Life Orb though, but it looks like banded. As I'm actually just gonna go for Sleep Talk, and my boy Fabio coming through. He could definitely switch out if he wants to, but then he has to play around with trying to defog later, which could easily be an issue for him. And if Fabio actually Sleep Talks the Volt Switch, this is amazing for me. Dragon Pulse is also good right here. Assuming he is banded, I'm thinking he is banded. He goes for Tailwind though. Okay, that's pretty cool, not gonna lie. But I will be able to go right for the Sleep Talk right here. Let's see what I get though. I get Rest, which is actually pretty nice. Because I stall out one turn of Tailwind. I'm going to attempt to go for the Sleep Talk again, as he goes for Roost. Okay, that makes him a little bit more of a threat. Not going to lie. He's Roost, Tailwind, Brave Bird, and I'm not sure what else. But if I can get a Dragon Pulse, that'd be pretty nice right now. Another play I could have done was just rested and not gone for anything. But I actually get a double rest, which is also good because I can get off another rest right now and stall out this Talonflame. And if he wants to switch out to Jinx, that's on him. Jinx, rather, that's on him. And Fabio is still alive to make it another day. So he's going to pull that switch out. I'm assuming it's going to be into Jinx. As he actually ends up going out to Skarmory. Okay, so he's messing around with Fabio. I'm okay with him getting rid of Stealth Rock, though, as I am able to rest up right here. If he gets rid of Stealth Rock for me, that's perfect. Because that also means that my what's it called? My Tornadus can come in at full, as well as my Weavile, and Fabio doesn't fear anything from Talonflame. So Fabio is still putting the team on his back. I think he should have went Talonflame or Jinx directly, not Snorlax, but maybe he's Focus Sash Jinx, which is why he's preserving. But I am going to be able to Sleep Talk right here. If I get the Volt Switch, Fabio comes through. I got the Volt Switch. Fabio! That's that luscious hair coming through! As I am able to knock him out with that Volt Switch, and I think I can go right out into my Tornadus right now. I don't want to go on to Weavile because I wasn't actually counting the turns of Tailwind. That's something I should have done. Actually, no. Reuniclus is fine because Reuniclus is physically defensive. Fabio is able to knock out Skarmory, meaning Stealth Rock are up. He did try and get off that defog, but Fabio said no. Or maybe he tried to Whirlwind. I'm not sure, because otherwise that'd have to be a really... Oh, well, Tailwind did peer out. It didn't matter either way, because if I went Weavile, he wouldn't go Jinx. He would go... If I went Weavile, he wouldn't go Jinx. He would go Talonflame. So, goes out to Talonflame. As I'm actually just going to proceed to... I believe I'm going to Acid Armor and then Calm Mind up. I want to reveal the Acid Armor right here because his Brave Bird isn't going to do crap. He's definitely going to go for Tailwind, which is good. I'm going for Acid Armor. That way his Brave Bird won't do crap to me. Assuming he actually does go for... Well, assuming he did go for the Brave Bird right there. Well, I assumed he would go for Tailwind. But I'm able to go for the Acid Armor, which is really nice because that also means if he's Nasty Plot Jinx, he won't be able to do crap to me if he has Psyshock as one of his attacking moves. And I can recover off. I think he has to go for Tailwind though. I really think he has to, because I can just recover right here and then Calm Mind up after that and take on his Jinx. Yep, goes to that Tailwind as I'm going to be able to recover up to full. With my Acid Armor, his Brave Bird is only going to do about half of what it did last time. So that's only about 30% after leftovers. And the fact that he poisoned me is also huge because his Jinx can't put me to sleep. So shout out to Gunkshot. Shout out to PK being a team player. Guys, I definitely do encourage you to check him out after the battle, by the way, as I encourage you guys to check out every single league member. But goes for Brave Bird as it does even less than I expected, as I am going to be able to Calm Mind up right here. And that Calm Mind means that I can, I believe it means I can break a Jinx sub. Let me actually just calc that really quickly. Reuniclus, Hard Body. That's my nickname. I imported it. +1, Jinx. Low 50. Yeah, I can easily break Jinx sub. So my best play right here is just going right for the recover, just in case he wants to attack me with the Brave Bird and knock himself out. As Hard Body is going to come through, and that's also stalled out another turn. Also, if he crits me, it also stalls out another turn of Tailwind, which means that my boy Zeph can just come right through and knock him out. So I was definitely scared because of that crunch crit on my Manaphy. I wasn't going to be able to protect. I misclicked Calm Mind. Nah, I think Calm Mind is fine actually right here, just in case he wants to Roost and doesn't go for Brave Bird. Of course, if he crits me, it could be bad. But the thing is, even if he crits me, after the Calm Mind, Jinx cannot knock me out anyway. And it also just stalls out another turn of Tailwind. So I'm going to be able to go for this Combine one more time, and I'm going to smack this Jinx with the Psychic. It's going to be taking 25% for Stealth Rock, and +2 Psychic actually does 45 to 53%. So he'll basically be in range of Weavile's Adamant Ice Shard. As crazy as that sounds. As Tailwind is going to peter out, so I guess it all depends on if he can crit me like 400 times with Jinx. But Esmeralda is going to come out, and actually no, that Combine wasn't a bad play, because now I can put him in range of Ice Shard. So I thought it was a misclick. I mean, it was a misclick, but but now he's in range. It was a misclick because I thought my better play was going for Recover or even Psychic in case he roosted. But now it actually puts him in range of Adamant Ice Shard from my Weavile, and I don't have to mess around with anything. So Adamant Ice Shard actually does 35 to 41%. That's a resist. Hello? Where? What's a resist? But maybe he is Scarf actually, Jinx. But he goes for the Ice Beam. Does not get a crit as he's actually Life Orb. And I believe Hard Body is going to be able to finish him off. Again, the fact that he poisoned me is really nice for me. So some hacks actually working out in my favor right there, because he can't put me to sleep if he had Lovely Kiss. Though at the end of the day, I believe with the combination of Tornadus plus Weavile both outspeeding Jinx, I could just spam double knockoff and win the game. So he's going to go for a die-hard last Ice Beam, trying to crit me. Let's see if he gets it. He does not, as Hard Body is going to be able to finish off the game, and that is going to be the victory in my favor. Now, definitely some turns scared me a lot. The fact that he went off to Snorlax over how the hell did Fabio outspeed his Skarmory? Did he go for Wilwyn? The fact that he went for Snorlax over Talonflame or over Jinx really helped me a lot. That was definitely a play that I think he should not have made. But how could he know unless he watched Hita Fajita what my boy Fabio does? But then again, part of this tournament is also scouting your opponent, and I haven't used Arrest Fabio just yet. I've used Agility. So thank you everybody for watching. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed. The Bronze Beartics are now 3-0, I believe, which is cool. Go check out my boy PK, uploads a lot of Smash content. He's known as a Smash tuber, but you know, he did Pokemon a lot back in the day, and I actually watched him a lot back in the day. So thank you everybody for watching. Of course, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to, and until next time guys, later.